everyone, today I'll be talking about diseases and immunity. A microorganism that causes a disease is known as a pathogen. An organism in which a pathogen lives and reproduces is a host. A transmissible disease can be passed from one host to another and is caused by pathogens. Some pathogens damage cells by using up their resources. Others may produce toxins. Toxins are basically poisonous chemicals. Toxic substances cause symptoms and make someone ill. These symptoms are features that are experienced during a disease. Clostridium botulinum is a bacterium that produces the most dangerous toxin any living being. It enters the body during food poisoning. There are mainly four types of pathogens: viruses, which cause common diseases such as influenza, common cold, also AIDS, measles, and polio. Bacteria, which cause cholera, syphilis, whooping cough, tuberculosis, tetanus. Protoctis, that cause malaria, neuric, dysentery, and fungi that cause athlete's foot, ringworm disease. Now, how do pathogens enter a host? This movement of a pathogen from one host to another is known as transmission, and the entry is a process known as infection. This can occur through direct contact. For example, contagious diseases such as AIDS is caused when HIV, the pathogenic virus that causes the disease, is transmitted via blood transfusion. The fungus that causes athlete's foot is passed on by sharing a towel with the infected person. Through indirect contact, for example, breathing in droplets that contain those particular pathogens. Cold, influenza, and COVID-19 are carried in tiny droplets of moisture when the infected person speaks or coughs or sneezes. Also, touching a surface that someone with pathogens has touched can lead to infection, and eating food or drinking water that contains these pathogens. Salmonella bacteria enters with eaten food and leads to food poisoning. The virus that causes polio and the bacteria that causes cholera are both transmitted in water. Contact with animals containing pathogens can also cause infection. Our body shows some natural defenses against these triggers in the environment. Our skin prevents pathogens from entering the body, acting as a mechanical barrier. Whenever wounds form, immediately blood clots will seal those wounds up, so pathogens cannot enter through those breaks in the skin. The stomach contains hydrochloric acid, which kills microbes in the food we eat. The nose contains hairs that filter out particles from air which may contain pathogens. Goblet cells line our airways, producing mucus that traps bacteria in the air, and this mucus swept up to the back of the throat by the movement of cilia by the ciliated cells. Additionally, in the cellular level, white blood cells, including phagocytes, will engulf any bacteria, and lymphocytes will produce antibodies to destroy any pathogen. As civilization, we have developed certain ways to minimize infection as much as possible. For example, clean water supply is a must because water is used in many activities. It must be safe and clean to reduce the risk of transmissible diseases, since some pathogens in water can be very dangerous. Clean water is the most basic health need for all. A system has been developed in which before the water enters a network of pipes, it is first filtered to remove dirt, then treated with chlorine to kill all harmful microbes. An alternative is collecting clean water from a communal source like taps or deep wells. Then it can be boiled before using to kill any pathogens. Food hygiene is also a basic system developed because some of the most harmful transmissible diseases are caused due to unhygienic preparations of food. Some general rules include always washing your hands before touching or making or eating the food, keeping hair out and wearing suitable uniforms, never coughing or sneezing over it. Animals like rats and mice should always be kept away by covering the food. Also, house flies have harmful bacteria on their feet, should all be kept away. The bacteria that they pick up is due to walking on feces and dead animals. When these houseflies feed, their spit remains in the food. Do not keep food at room temperature because it is the perfect optimal condition for bacteria to reproduce and form a large population. We keep food in the fridge to slow down the bacterial growth, and then we cook it to kill most bacteria, because at temperatures above 65 degrees Celsius, bacteria cannot reproduce. Raw meat should be kept away from other foods because it contains bacteria. Salads, vegetables must be washed in clean water before eating. Next is personal hygiene, which all of us should practice on an individual level, since it reduces our risk of getting a transmissible disease, also the risk of us passing those diseases to someone else. Our skin makes an oil to keep it supple and waterproof. Any dirt from things that we have touched can build up on the skin. Sweat is also produced when we are hot, so that our temperature can be kept stable with evaporation of water. But if our skin is not washed regularly, this oil, sweat and dirt will remain on the skin, allowing bacteria to breed and produce unpleasant substances. Harmful bacteria inside our mouths are killed by using toothpaste regularly, because toothpastes are alkaline and neutralize the acidic toxins that are produced by bacteria in our mouth. We dispose our waste of in landfills. A proper landfill requires many conditions to be met, such as only licensed operators can add material and rubbish and should be checked regularly to avoid inclusion of dangerous substances to the environment or to the population. The rubbish should be added in even layers and compressed to reduce the space that is taken up. Some of the organic matter in the rubbish is rotted down by decomposers. This process produces methane, which is a flammable gas and could cause explosion. Therefore, it should be escaped from the site. When the landfill is full, it should be covered with soil for trees to grow. Another form of waste is sewage, which is a liquid and contains many harmful substances produced by a particular town, city. Raw sewage pollutes water, and serious diseases are transmitted as it carries dangerous pathogens. Let's talk about a transmissible disease, cholera, which is caused by a bacteria and is spread through contaminated water and food, as we discussed earlier. Firstly, bacteria is ingested by either drinking contaminated water or eating the contaminated food. It starts to then multiply inside the body. Large population attaches to the wall alimentary canal. They release toxins that stimulate the cells in the blood to secrete chloride ions into the lumen of the small intestine. This causes the water potential of the lumen to decrease because the concentration of ions has increased. As water moves into the small intestine by osmosis from the cells in the blood where the water potential is higher into the lumen, it causes a lot of water to be filled up in the canal, but blood contains too little chloride ions and water. The symptoms of this disease include watery feces, which is basically diarrhea, dehydration, and vomiting. No treatment is given to the sufferer, he can even die. In fact, there is a very simple treatment, which is an oral rehydration solution which provides water, glucose, and chloride ions to compensate the loss and to provide energy to the infected person.